Welcome to the True Grime Stories podcast, where in every episode, we'll unravel a new mystery of cleaning business transformation from a grimy mess to a great success. Join me, your host, Jeannie Henderson, as together we dig up cleaning business secrets that you've been dying to know. Hello, everyone out there in the cleaning industry. I'm Jeannie Henderson, your host of True Grime Stories, and you are in the right place today because we're going to be talking to a powerhouse business owner, my friend Tetiana Kolcheva. She is the owner of Summit Cleaning in Arvada, Colorado. She shared with me that's just north of Denver, if you're trying to get an idea of where she's located. She started her amazing business back in 2018. And she has been growing her business ever since. She's built a great reputation in our industry. And I think she's going to have some inspiring stories to share with us today. She has a passion for leadership and employee development, which is, near and dear to my heart as well. And really takes pride in providing a vibrant workplace for her team. I think that's really key in our industry. And she is the proud mom of twin boys. And from what I heard before we started today, a huge hockey fan because her boys are playing hockey. So I can relate to that. And so let's jump in and get started. Welcome, Tetiana. I'm so glad you're here today.
Hi, Jeannie. I appreciate this opportunity and appreciate, being able to share the story with the world and maybe inspire some people to, either start the business or grow in this business because it's a wonderful industry to be in with real opportunities. I'm excited to talk about it. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a great time to be in the cleaning industry. I think it's been great for a lot of years, but our industry is growing so rapidly that I think there's plenty of room for more people. And for those of us who are already here, plenty of room for growth. Don't you feel that way?
I do. I believe I do share those thoughts and that philosophy with you. Like here in Denver, we have so much competition. Cleaning companies are growing everywhere. Yeah. And I do believe, though, the business is booming. The market for us is booming. There is a high need, and there's business for everybody. And, in the past month, we experienced a lot of trends where literally if we're understaffed and all those clients are coming in, we're sending them to our competitors and vice versa. Like we've been receiving so many calls from people where our biggest competitors are sending them to us. So there is business for everybody. This is a perfect time to get into this industry.
Well, that's really cool. I think that's one of the things that I think sets really successful people apart. What you just shared is that people who are competing in the same industry, sharing referrals back and forth. That's really a maturity level in business growth that I think once you get there, you can enjoy business so much more because you're not looking at your competition as the enemy, that they're actually a friend and you're helping each other. Yeah, that's cool. And a great leadership lesson for all of us for sure. So tell us, how did you get started with Summit Cleaning back in 2018? What drew you to the cleaning industry and how'd you get started?
Sure. So you know what? This is one of my favorite stories. I kind of started an accident. So my twin boys were 3 years old at the time. And, as a mom, I was locked inside the house for a while and I needed that change.
I love that, locked in.
I was.
How it felt. I know how it feels. I remember that feeling too. Yeah.
It's a routine, right? It's that change, the same routine. And my heart and my soul needed a change. I was screaming for it. I was asking for it. And I just started cleaning houses. My mother-in-law was a private cleaner for a while. So she invited me to go out with her here and there in the mornings when I had somebody else to sit with the kids. And I did that. And I just fell in love with it. I thought that it's, a lot of people who come and interview to be hired as a cleaning technician these days, they say this is an easy job. That's what I thought at the time, right? I was like, this is easy. Like, what do you mean it's hard? I'm moving, I'm active, I'm moving my body, like I'm producing results and making difference in people's lives and their houses. I can touch, on all these different aspects of people's lives, and I loved it. Oh, I really did not mind cleaning. Like, cleaning was probably the easiest part of this business.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us get started that way. We just fall in love with the cleaning process, and it's a
Absolutely.
great, like little extra income for the family, gets you out of the house, keeps you moving, and those are all the things that draw people to work with us, right?
Exactly. Well, that was me. That was me in 2018. I was like, wow, this is great. I get out of the house. I love moving. I love cleaning. I love helping people. So my husband was the one who like, since you love it so much, why don't you just start a business? So I was like, sure. Why didn't I just start a business? And here we are.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I love it that he kind of saw it as that opportunity. My husband was the same. Our business started a little differently, but he's the one who actually saw the opportunity from watching from the outside. He's like, "You're good at these things. Why don't we make it a cleaning business?" And I, on
Love
the other
that.
hand, told my husband he was crazy. It took a lot of talking to get me to do it, but I'm so glad he won.
I love that. I love that. Like
Yeah.
there, if somebody sees the opportunity, like it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're here today to really share with people that like there is an opportunity. Like this is an awesome industry to be in.
Yeah, this is a great place to be in. As a matter of fact, I was just talking with someone who's a fan of the podcast, and they really didn't realize that they could take their business to another level, but they learned from listening to all of our amazing guests that, man, maybe I do want to like take my business to this next level. And so really excited to get to meet that listener and see how it's making a difference in people's lives, to learn from successful people like you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
Like your podcast really is showing to the outside world that there's endless opportunities. There is strategies how to get there. There's some prediction that comes with it, and it's all doable.
Yeah, it is, right? It is. We're all of us come from different walks of life. So I love to hear people's like their starting story, because it's just everybody's is so different. So that's a great story. And so as you got into it, I'm sure things shifted from being the cleaner to now being the owner of a growing cleaning business. And here at True Grime Stories, we want to hear about your grime, right? So as a matter of fact, yesterday was Father's Day. We're recording this earlier than when it's being played, but I gave my husband a Father's Day card that said, "Thank you for being my partner in grime." So,
Oh, I
yeah,
love
it
that.
was cool. Since I love the word grime so much now after this podcast, but so we want to hear about your grime, knowing that when you go from being the cleaner to then being now a business owner, there are some really grimy parts that come along with that. Most of us aren't prepared for what's coming. So thinking back on your past, what's one of those grime scenes, as we call them, one of those points where you felt like you needed some help, or you maybe couldn't go on any longer, thinking of
Mhm.
quitting? What's one of your grime scenes?
So my story is a little bit different than everybody's else, I would
I
say.
love that. I love different stories.
I, yeah, different story. So when I decided to start the business finally, like I haven't actually worked anywhere else before this. I
Mm,
am by profession, I'm a piano teacher.
okay.
Never worked a day in my life
Well, that's
teaching
a job,
piano.
right? I mean, being a piano teacher is a job, but
It
it's
is,
one
but
to
I
one, right? It's like coaching.
It is. Though I never truly, like out of college, I moved to United States. Once I was here, it was all like, let's learn America. Let's
Mhm.
learn how to do things. Like, how are we gonna do this life now? So I haven't had a real job before I started my business. So coming into, my husband proposing me like, hey, why don't you just start a business? To me inside, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I haven't worked a day in my life. Like, I don't know nothing about America, how to do things here. So I decided from the very start to figure it out how to do the right way. So right before making this an official business and making it a company and
Mm-hmm.
creating all the official stuff of it, I found Debbie.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I
And what
was
year was
searching.
that?
That was 2018, just as I was starting. So I
Wow.
was
Lucky you.
searching. Lucky me. I
It's
was
not luck, though. You
searching.
were very intentional about that. And I think that's really important for people to know because most of us don't do that. And that's
Exactly.
what causes many of our problems. I didn't do that. So,
Yes.
I'm always, whenever I hear somebody say that, you went and found help first, how smart, very smart. Okay. So you
Yes.
found Debbie.
I found Abby on YouTube. There was one module I believe posted, and I watched it and I was like, wow, this is the right track. Like, this is actually going to give me the understanding of the business, the structure, and what I need to work on now. It was a tough decision to join. Not gonna lie, I was one of those people who didn't have the money to
Mhm.
put towards the program or invest while you're not making real money yet either. So
Right.
it was a struggle, but once again, thank you to my supportive husband, who was all on board. He was like, just do whatever you gotta do, get that credit card, get that Christmas money, go put it on that car, like do the whole transaction thing. And barely I made that down deposit, and it was the best thing I ever done.
Wow. Well, and a lot of times, I talk to a lot of people who are thinking about getting a coach, because I'm part of the CBF coaching program. And a lot of people are like, oh, I can't spend that money. But it sounds like you really, from the get go, thought of it as an investment in your future. Um, you know,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I believe in continuous education. And of course, I got to learn this about myself over the years. But the CBF, the Cleaning Business Fundamentals program, was my first real investment in my life, in what I have today, and into my kids and into my family. But I do believe now in continuous education. Like, I just can't get it enough now. Like, once you get started and you see the real results, you're like, oh yes, like what else is out there? Like, let's do this. There's different tires. Let's do them. There's different programs within CBF. Let's do them. I'm like one of those people who now like give me education, teach me. I'm gonna take it all. I'm gonna absorb it. I'm gonna implement it. I'm gonna see the real results.
Yeah. Well, and that's the big difference is a lot of times people grow up and they go to high school, they might even go to college, but then they stop learning. They stop
Yeah.
investing in themselves. And I mean, almost every business, there has to be some upfront investment. I come from the
Yes.
restaurant industry. That was a big upfront investment, but we didn't think twice about it because we wanted to have a restaurant and we knew and we planned that this is how the business will pay off that investment eventually. But we knew that we had to invest up front. And I think and I
Yeah.
feel like most people coming into the cleaning industry feel like, well, I can get in without spending any money. But, the old adage, you got to spend money to make money, right? And to invest in yourself. So, so smart. So what kind of experience did you have then at that point, having the right systems going into your business?
No systems. I had no systems. I had 12 clients who I would see on regular basis.
Hmm.
And that's about it. And I didn't know really how to do nothing, how to find clients, how to market to people, how to hire people, how to have all the legal stuff in place, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the scary
Oh,
part.
yes, absolutely. So I did not have nothing. I didn't understand what it takes to build a business. Okay. Like, I didn't understand any of the ins and outs. So I was literally starting out with the program, and the program was teaching me this is the business. This
Mm.
is the structure. This is the system. This is what we need to have in place. So for me, as I told you, I just been lucky enough or smart enough in the beginning to do that research and invest into a program that already was giving you all the basics and all the structure that you're going to need in order to grow.
Yeah. And that is right there is such an important piece of advice for anyone listening is before you take a move to when you make a major move like what you were doing is to step back for a moment and do the research, find people to help you. And I just started another business that I'll be sharing with people later, and I learned this time I'm going to find people to help me build this business. I'm not going to try to do it by myself at first because I had to go back and fix everything. I didn't find Debbie until I was in my business for a year, and it was a total complete mess.
So
I lost
now,
a lot of money, and a lot of time because of it. All
yeah,
right. So now,
when I get a chance to talk to young businesses that are just starting, the only like the best advice I go to is like, hey, here's a coach, here's a system. Like you can actually do this. Like you don't need to figure all this out on your own. Like that is would be the most important advice. If you're just thinking of starting, like start it the right way. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money, have you said? And do it the right way because it's there. It's available. Why do we ignore it?
and it's looking back, it's like crazy. Why would we not get that kind of help? And people say, well, I can't afford it. And you just can't afford not to. I lost probably in that first year. I mean, I know I lost tens of thousands of dollars that, I would have had for myself if I had done it the right way. And
I
that
believe
is
you.
I lost a lot more money than I spent joining, a coaching program. So, it's really worth the investment. So you're in your business now, you're setting up your systems, and, things are going along. But one of the things that we always talk about is that new devil at every level. As your business grows, you run into some challenges. So what are one of those like grimy challenges that you have run into and had to kind of figure out how to get through it?
Sure. So, for the very longest time, it's like a phrase I've used was in CBF, right? There's a devil new level. For the longest time, the phrase did not make sense to me. Up until one day, we're having a level 10 in office with my admin team. And we were talking about why are the things not working? Why are the things not clicking? Why is it messy? Like where the chaos is coming from? And that's when it clicked. It was like, wait, we're literally using the system with 16 employees, whatever we were using when we had 8 employees. And that was like click.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, your business was literally double the size of the team, right?
Exactly.
Things are going to be different.
Exactly. That was the first time when that phrase ever made sense to me. So now any stage we enter in a business, I'm like, we're in a new stage, which requires adaptability, maybe changes, maybe a new process, maybe optimizing something, but I know we need to change things up. So I would say like the biggest problems, that I had to deal with when I hit like a wall like that, the first thing that I did was I realized, no, for me, like a big challenge was when I realized I was doing too much. I was doing too much of everything, micromanaging, putting out daily fires, trying to be everywhere at once, trying to be that one person for everything. That was like my first realization that like, it's not going to work like that. It's just not going to work like that. We need to change things. I cannot be only one person doing everything. So that's
right?
when
we for a while, we believe we can until we can't, right? You hit a point where like something's wrong and it's like, oh yeah, I am working on the business in my head or physically, 24/7,
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever have like dreams that you were working? That was one of my things. I would dream that I'm at work, and I'm dreaming that I'm solving a problem.
Yeah, me too. I still do.
Yeah, I still do sometimes too, but they're not as bad as they used to be. Um,
Exactly.
okay, so you're at this point, it hits you. Oh my goodness, this is what Debbie meant when she said new devil. So how did you deal with this devil of you were trying to do too much?
I always refer back to CBF and to people in CBF. Because at that point, you have the system, you build the business up to a certain point, but CBF does not only give you the system, it gives you the support, it gives you the peers, it gives you the knowledge of those people, it gives you an opportunity to talk to the businesses who already been through those struggles or the challenges. And I always refer back to CBF. If I'm stuck, I go to my peer group. If I'm stuck,
Mm,
I jump on a Facebook group with a question, or I'm not maybe as active searching, posting questions or posting answers, but I'm like an active searcher.
yes.
so I go always in the search bars and I would look up people who already been asking those questions, and I look at those answers, and it is the peer support that is making a huge difference for me these days, especially now that business had grown a little bit. I believe that without having those people I can trust, without having that support, without having the people who already been through these things, it would have been a whole lot harder. So right now it is a lot of it. What I rely on and what I go to is my cohorts and the people I really got an opportunity to build relationships with.
Hmm. Yeah, and I know you and I have both found great friends inside of, CBF, and we were just recently all together for CBF Live, but when we have live events or even when we're on Zoom calls, it's like little
Mhm.
family reunions, it's like
It is.
we've known each other, we've been through so much together, and that peer support is you can't even put a price on it. It's like that old commercial. You may not be old enough to remember it, but it was like it showed the prices of things, and then the last thing it would say was priceless. I think it was like a Visa commercial or something like that. Like having the freedom to go on vacation with your family, you're getting ready to go on a cruise, like priceless, right? And
Priceless.
and having that peer group, it's priceless. There's like no
Mhm.
way to put a value on it. My husband and I used to be franchisees in the restaurant industry, and it's funny, we were just talking about this morning, Tetiana, which is hilarious. But I
Love
said,
it.
imagine if we had tried to do the restaurants by ourselves, and because we did the same thing. We had groups of restaurant owners that we had a regional group. And if
Mhm.
we were having a problem, it was only a phone call or an email away. That was before social media, so it was a long time ago. But we could reach out to people like that and get help. We were never alone, never ever alone. And when you do run into those crises or even just a little problem that can turn into a big problem if you don't take care of it, so good to have that community there. I'm glad you brought that up because the power of the peer group is absolutely, I mean, I can't even imagine my life without it right now.
It is priceless.
Yeah, it is for sure. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that story. So I would like to take a little break right now and hear and share a little bit about cleaning business fundamentals, and then we'll come back. And I really want to hear some of the results that you've experienced from this. So let's hear about cleaning business fundamentals. Is your cleaning business a grime story? There's no need to stay stuck in the muck because you're not alone. With over 500 active members and more than 500 graduates of our Cleaning Business Fundamentals program, CBF is the #1 cleaning business academy in the world and has created more mop-free millionaires than any program in the industry. Learn more and let CBF take your residential cleaning business from a grime story to a gleaming success. Well, welcome back, everyone, to True Grime Stories. I am here with Tetiana Kolcheva. Kolcheva.
Yes, very
I
good. There you go.
got to get it right. So, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. So, let's go a bit deeper into this and understand kind of what kind of results you can get when you do plug into training for yourself, systems, and that community that you mentioned. Um, like where are you now and where do you think you would be if you hadn't done this?
Oh, great question. I don't know where I would be if I haven't implemented the systems in place right away that CBF gives you. It is a real hard question. Who knows? Maybe I would just clean for a few years and I'll be done.
Mm-hmm.
That happens to a lot of cleaning companies.
Right.
Maybe I would struggle and have 5, 6, 7 employees with me working with them in the field.
Yes.
And I would
We see a
definitely.
lot of people do that too for a long time.
Yes, yes. And that was my next thing. Maybe I would be still cleaning and really not knowing what to do next or how to grow next or how to get out of that stage. So it's really hard to say. So I'm grateful I chose the other route many years ago. So the real results now is we've been in the first 5 years of the business, we've been growing a month after month after month after month. We're doubling in size for the first 5 years twice. So we're double the second year, the third year, the fourth year, and the fifth year. Up until, it becomes a little bit hard to double.
Right. It's harder to double the bigger you are.
Exactly. So definitely the year 6 and year 7, it's a little bit small, but it is consistent growth, right? It's
Mhm.
is that consistent growth that sometimes I even wonder, where is that coming from? Like, I'm not really putting that much effort into the growth, right? Or bringing the clients in or bringing the leads in anymore because things are so systemized, right? And it seems easy at some point. You're like, wow, well, that was easy. Look at that $1,000 cleaning we just put on a schedule.
Mhm.
So yes, it's consistent growth. It's a month after a month, a year after year. It's that peace of mind. It's you're the owner, have the chance to do and work on what's matters. You're working on the growth. You're not working in the business, right? You're working on the business. You're working on what's really important. And I feel like that's the biggest value you can get. You get all the systems set up, the business is running, and you're working on the business and on the strategies to grow the business.
Yeah. And that peace of mind, again, priceless. And you only can get that by running your business well.
Yes.
Because when you aren't, that will constantly be in your mind, clouding your thoughts, clouding your emotions. One of the things that I mentioned in the beginning is that you really focus on creating a great workplace for your team. So, can you share a little bit about that? Because you're building a great life for yourself, but it sounds like you're really also focused on building great lives for other people. So, how does your business allow you to do that?
I'm so passionate about being that company that provides great workplace for people, being the company that supports people not just on an entry level, but allows people, to purchase their cars, to purchase homes, to build families and have babies and all those wonderful things, to be the company that educates people. During every quarterly meeting that we have with the team, I invite a speaker. um, I invite somebody who is able to come in and educate us on this or that topic. And I'm so passionate about it. I love the opportunity to be that person and that bridge in between employees and in between improving their lives and becoming more educated. Like it is my true passion. So this business really allowed me to fulfill like that part of me, knowing that I'm making a difference, not in people's, lives, not in our clients' lives, and not just making the money for myself, but also making a big difference in the lives of those who are here, who are my team, who is my, Summit family. Um,
Mhm.
that is huge. That is a biggest feedback I get, and that brings me most satisfaction and even more love to this company and what I do every day.
Oh, that is so there's nothing like it to be able to impact the lives of other people through what we do. So you get to make a living and you get to change lives for everyone that your business is touching, starting with your team members, which is
Yes.
just such a great feeling. So, can you think of a story, not to put you on the spot, but like one of those stories where like somebody who worked on your team really was impacted by being on your team?
Yes, absolutely. I think every day we hear something and some kind of story where people are sharing, hey, I just bought this new car.
Mhm.
A very exciting one was where somebody got approved for the house the first time. That was an exciting times, and that person, it was a woman. She was also about to get ready to get married. So it's like a house and a marriage, and you really being a part of like watching them build that family was super satisfying. And the most recent one would be one of our male technicians, Ben. He got his dream apartment in downtown Denver, next to the course field where we play baseball here in
Mhm.
Denver.
Yeah, I know that.
And yes, and the joy when he was just walking us through the process of him getting that apartment was priceless. We already
Oh,
used this words today, but I can't describe it any other way, because he literally walked us through like, this is where I'm at. I'm applying. Like, my paychecks are going so strong. Like, everything is looking good. I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited. And that final was like, well, Ben, did you get it? Like, are you there? He's like, yes, I'm moving next week. And it was like, oh my gosh, being that, like, a part of that life story where the person really got what they wanted for a very long time is it's amazing. Like, I can't describe those feelings. Being a part of that is really touching me and really makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing.
yeah. And when I think about it, it's just a continuum. You from the very beginning chose to invest in yourself, and that investment is paying off for this young person getting their dream apartment or that person who gets their home. Like all of it is part of this, lifeline, but you are helping to change the course of other people's lives. So it's just, wow, that is amazing. I have goosebumps. That's such a, you know, great
Me too.
stories. Yeah,
Me too.
it's so good. Well, thank you, Tetiana. Now, you shared so much today, but before we go, if you had to, if you're meeting someone for the first time who's thinking of getting in the cleaning business or, already in the cleaning business, what is one piece of advice that you would give to them or share with them about, how to become the person they want to be?
Sure, sure. Since I started growing and really advertising and marketing when I got outside of my comfort zone and I started going around my neighborhood and knocking at the door, door to door, and getting my first clients that way. And that was very uncomfortable. And since then, I just know it. You have to get uncomfortable. The second you get comfortable, you're not growing. So if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
if you're stuck in the weeds, get uncomfortable, get help, join a coaching group, invest in yourself, lean on the systems. All those things are uncomfortable, but you have to. Like, your team cannot grow unless you grow. So don't be afraid to slow down, build the foundations of the business, build the systems. It's what lets you speed up the process after that. And
Mhm.
also stay rooted to your values. Culture is everything. That's what sustains growth. Um, and that what provides amazing opportunities for you, your team, your family, and everybody else you care about.
Yeah. Oh, so good and so true. You have to lay that foundation before you can go up. But so
Yes.
often we go up first and then everything starts to crumble. So that's such great advice. Well, this has been lots of fun and so inspiring. I love spending some time with you and learning even more. So that was great. Thank you, Tatiana, so much for being part of True Grime Stories today.
Thank you, Jeannie, for the opportunity again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so fun. And if you're listening to us today, I want to invite you to reach out and learn more about cleaning business fundamentals. You can set up a free call with me. I would love to learn about your business plans and how we can help you grow. And be sure and subscribe, download, and share this episode with someone you care about because you could change their lives too. So thank you today, everybody, to our True Grime Stories audience. I hope to hear from you. Send me your comments, and we'll see you on the next episode. That's a wrap on today's episode of True Grime Stories. Thanks for joining us as we investigate the dirty and dangerous world of cleaning business success. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and download so you never miss a single mystery. Check out our show notes for links and more information from today's episode, and you can learn more about our sponsor, Cleaning Business Fundamentals. See you here next time as we solve another grime story.